All right, gentlemen, it's Friday. We usually don't go on a Friday. Usually try to give them a day off in between, but we just went spiders today, which was regulated by the NCAA to get a spider pads practice in. I think we have to have 4, so we've got 3 in already. The first 2 plus today, and then we'll have 1 prior to the spring game. But and again, we went today so that next week we go Tuesday, Thursday. And happy Easter, everybody. We'll give off the guys a 3-day weekend, Good Friday, Saturday, and Easter Sunday. So that's kind of the reasoning behind it. But again, energetic practice. I think anytime you go back to back, sometimes they're looking at you like, what are you doing? But great attitude today, great focus. Talked about details and discipline today, and in our team meeting. But we got a game tomorrow. It's game day. We'll go to the Acrisure Stadium and put it on. There'll be like 22 guys in there who's never been in that stadium, at least on the grass with a helmet on. Might have been there for an unofficial visit or something like that, but they'll be there. So we'll go out there for about 2 hours, and it'll be live. The quarterbacks will be in red jerseys, and we will get a lot of work done. We'll get a lot of plays done. Some little fun fact I can give you, from last year we had practice 5, not counting today, but practice 3, 4, 5 this year compared to practice 3, 4, 5 last year. We've got 48 more plays, which is almost a game. You think about by the end of spring ball, we may have, like, instead of just 15 practices, it's like, we cheated the NCAA and got 18. Just getting more plays in. The more plays you get, it's repetition, repetition, repetition. So just something I had the GAs look at yesterday, because I was just curious of, because it seems like we're getting a lot of plays. It seems like after practice we're watching a lot of video just to get through it. And it's like, it's 5 o'clock and we're still watching practice tape. You guys know right now, shoot, it's almost noon. So that's what we got going. So fired up to see what we have tomorrow. And we'll have some good weather. I told the guys, so be prepared. It doesn't matter if there's a windstorm, rainstorm. Probably the only thing that'll put us in is a tornado, so we know that's not going to happen. So, questions?
When you talk about getting 15 more plays in per practice, does that surprise you because you're in the middle of an install?
No, I mean, like I said, the offense the offense and the volume that they've put in is really remarkable, in my opinion, based on the stuff they're doing, how much they're doing, the motions and shifts and all that stuff. Besides the personnel, we're doing a lot more offense than we've done in the past, and I thought it would be more than 15 plays a practice, which is that's a whole period. I mean, we're getting about 16 to 20 plays in a period, so that's a whole. It's like we're getting an extra period a day, but we're not. It's not on the schedule, so it doesn't shock me just with the tempo and the teaching that's going on, I guess. But again, we're not, those 15 plays aren't all done perfect, right? But that's why you run them to fix them and watch a videotape and go, hey, you see why? Oh, I got it, coach. And then hopefully, because they made that mistake on a Friday, they won't make it on a Saturday.
Which one of the players that have kind of seen lead the charge as far as like, hey guys, we got to get on this. So let's understand what we're trying to do today as far as running the playbook.
Our coaches. I hate to say it, it's our coaches and it's our kids. The kids got to take ownership and do it themselves, but it's just like after practice. I said, hey, it's game time tomorrow. Get your minds right, get ready to roll. And if you don't know something, get in and see your coaches. We're here. I'm not going to make you come in. I can't make you come in. We got 20 hours a week that we got to stay within that window. But that voluntary time, get in now, get in tonight, get in tomorrow morning. We're here, and that's what we do. So it's on them to get in here. All we can do is tell them, hey, come see me, but we can't make them.
These extra plays you're getting, is that more snaps for the guys who aren't QB1?
Yeah, well, yeah, it's snaps for everybody. I tell you, our quarterbacks, we've gotten a lot of snaps with our quarterbacks. I mean, they're all getting snaps, okay? At least I should say every scholarship guy's getting a lot of snaps right now, which was not the case in the past. I told you, Nate Yarnell didn't get any 1s or 2s in the past. It was more, I want to say NFL-ish, but it was kind of like, QB1 gets all the reps and, the backup gets the scout reps, from what I watch out there. It was more of that style, which, wasn't my favorite, but just the head coach. I ain't the offense coordinator, so just go. Everybody's got a different philosophy. As long as it works, I'm good.
What are some of those other quarterbacks showing you? Those snaps?
They're getting better every day. I'll start with Duggar, a young guy. Love him. He's got just a great demeanor to him every day. But he's going to get some reps tomorrow. In the ACC, I guess our kids call it. I'm interested to see what he can do. He knows what to do, but I think he's a little shy going out there like right now. Things moving fast, but I think even just after yesterday's practice, he told Coach Bell he's ready to go. Coach Bell will say, hey, Julian, get in there next series, or, hey, you're supposed to go every 3 series. Tell him before practice, but that 3rd series comes and he ain't going in there. He's like, but he's now starting to come out of his shell. So that's, part of the process, I guess, with Julian. So Julian's doing a nice job. Ty Diefenbach has gotten better every day. He's done some nice thing. And again, I think it's, you talk about these young guys that are new, really to campus, or, been here for a year, whatever it is. But, the offense is new. These older guys will, handle the change, a lot better than the younger guys will. So they're doing a nice job. And then, then you got Eli, Christian, and Nate were getting the majority of the reps, I would say.
Is that Bell's philosophy to give the other quarterbacks more snaps, or is it just because there's more snaps because it goes so fast?
It's his philosophy to give them more snaps. Just getting them, opportunity to go out there and throw it and play the game. So you guys probably see in the pre-practice and the ABCs, you're seeing every quarterback throw. Okay, did you ever see that before? No, you never saw any of those other guys throw. I mean, it was, there's usually 3 red jerseys back there sitting like this, bored to death. So I think it's good just to get those guys that come out to play football, regardless if they're going to start for us or never play it down for us, to at least get opportunity to throw it around a little bit.
What have you seen from Kenny Johnson this camp? It just seemed like he's a little bigger. He's kind of walking around with more confidence. Just this is the second time going through it.
Yeah, Kenny's a beauty now. I tell you what, you talk about a guy that just comes in every day to work, comes in with a smile on his face. There's nothing I like more than a guy that has a smile on his face, which comes down to that attitude. I mean, he comes into work every day and happy. Those are the guys you love. And he, like you said, he's bigger, he's stronger, and he's more physical out there. He's, probably one of the best blockers out there. If you want to get the block, if there's a block that's important. And I think you guys have seen some of that perimeter drill. Have you guys been out there for some of that? Like he does it, where they're blocking and throwing bubbles and all that stuff. He does a great job blocking, throughout the practice, but, obviously in that drill as well.
Are those other running backs kind of pushing Rodney, giving you competition?
Are they gonna, you said?
Are they?
Yeah, Daniel Carter's doing a nice job. It's funny, you see all these guys in I guess in OTAs and all the winter conditioning, and then, as coaches and new coaches, they have their opinions, like, oh, I like this guy, and then all of a sudden when the pads come on, it becomes a little bit different. But Daniel's just kind of slowly moved up the depth chart and done a nice job, which doesn't shock me at all. That's who he is. He's just always going to do everything right. He knows what he's doing. Desmond's been out early for a little bit, just dinged up with a little hamstring, and he took a few reps today, so I'm looking forward to seeing it. Maybe he gets 10, 15. We'll regulate some of what those guys do tomorrow. So that's Desmond, and Joel's continues to get confidence. I think he looked really good today because his whole coaching staff, his head coach Jerry was here today, so he looked like he had another gear today. He better show off for his peoples. I'm trying to think of who else I'm missing there. And then, Wiz, Montravius Lloyd is doing a nice job too. So he's made some nice plays. And Derek Davis. So those guys are all pushing. We're going to play, with the tempo you're going, you're playing 6, you have 6 receivers that are you considered really starters. You're going to have at least 3 tailbacks that you're going, hey, we're going to be, they're all starters. Just a different tempo. It's not like you run a play and then come back in the huddle, stand for 18 seconds, get your breath, and go out there. It's going to go. We'll have to get, you guys will see a little bit, some of the tempo tomorrow, depending on what we do.
Who are some of the guys that, when you guys go from, just spiders or regular, just, shirts and shorts to pads, that you go from seeing like, I don't see them much stuff when they put the pads on. Whoa, where's that in the locker rooms?
It's hard to tell. Everybody turns it up, going from what we were today, spiders, to tomorrow. You want all those guys to play the same speed. Come on. It's okay, Fraser. You ain't gonna bug me anyway. You ain't gonna distract me. You're ugly, but what'd you say? I'm pretty too?
I said, love you too, Coach.
Appreciate it. There's going to be that everybody better crank it up when they get into the live period tomorrow, or the shells period, or even a pads practice. But I can't say there's any, we got to calm guys down. There's the guys that, like Dayon, even today, like Dayon, slow down. We got spiders on, slow down. So, but I'd rather have to slow guys down than have to, get a bat and try to, hit them in the butt with a bat or my foot, to get up their motor going. So, I would say we have to slow guys down like PJ, Cruz, Brookins. I'm looking at the guys on defense that play with, like they forget the tempo. And that's why I sit out there with a microphone, just saying like what the tempo is, because I think they forget. They get caught up in a play, they hit this guy, and then they just forget. Oh yeah, I forgot. Because you have like 4 different tempos that we like to use out there as far as just the, live is, we're hitting and tackle and taking them to the ground, and then thud. We got what we call whiz, and we have an NFL tempo that we call it. So, they got all these different tempos. They got to control it, just so we don't go live all day, and we can't be going NFL tempo, which is the least of the tempo.
Obviously, your offensive system right now is going through a change. But what have you seen from the operation from special teams and with Jacob taking over?
Yeah, Coach Bro, as he goes by, has done a nice job. It's just a different way of doing it, and I might have mentioned that earlier in spring. It's been going well. There's been more fundamentals as opposed to scheme. Matter of fact, practice 6 today was the first day that we actually lined up in a punt formation and put it all together. But we've been doing a lot of different things that. As far as just the drills, and you guys see some of them pre-practice and all that stuff that we do. We have not lined up in a kickoff team. I think yesterday was our first true field goal period together. Ben Sauls was 100%, so it was good to see some of those things going. And again, it's a little by little, it's a process, but again, it's just been more fundamental than more schematics. Which just tells you that Coach Rose got confidence, in the scheme part of it, and getting the kids to. He's going to keep it simple enough that they'll know what to do, and it's more about the fundamentals.
Last year, there was a point in the season where you talked about how, you as a head coach, sometimes you can judge when you need to step in and kind of get your coaching in on what a position coach is doing, and try to maybe say, hey, I don't like the pace of that. How have you seen that with Kate Bell so far? Just like the back and forth between you two, and maybe like. He sees something some way, and you see something a different way, and how he's handled things.
Like I've told you guys in the past, I don't micromanage the offense at all. I let it go. I try to, I'm learning, as we go. I got a lot of good words. I got a cheat sheet to help me learn, and that's the education there is going well. But it's just me giving little tips on this or that, their tempo. Last couple of days. I mean, here's example. Last couple of days, it's well, he's not getting lined up. He doesn't get the call from the sideline because it's fast tempo. You got to get your eyes to the sideline. And I'm like, hey, this is what we do on defense. So I just relate what we do on defense. We're always yelling eyes, eyes, eyes. Okay, so. When we, this is something we've done forever at Michigan State and through the years. But defensively, you finish the play. We always talk about this when we're playing tempo. You're playing Tennessee, that tempo. Finish the play. Like a lot of guys think about, I got to get back for the next play. Finish the last play and then sprint home, which home is where you belong, which for a receiver is sprint, get to the line of scrimmage. If you're in a 20-yard pass, your first thing you have to do is sprint your tail back. But as you're sprinting back, get your eyes, you can't get – over near the huddle or something like that, and then look back. It's too late. So as I'm sprinting back, you got to train these receivers, and most of the time it's the receiver because they're away from the quarterback. The quarterback can tell the O-line what to do, but just getting those receivers trained to look to the sideline every time. So you run a 40-yard route, you got to be sprinting back to get lined up for the next play and see from a different part of the field. It might be near sideline, far sideline to get that call. And I said, we're always saying eyes, eyes, eyes. So if you got 3 wideouts right there, and Jerry, obviously is the smartest, and you 2 young guys don't know what to do. Jerry can be just as you're coming back, hey, eyes, eyes, just scream it out. Make sure everybody, eyes, all of a sudden, now Chris starts looking like, oh yeah, I forgot, all those things. So that's just little stuff that just teaching part, little things like that. I've been charting the timing of things which he's never done before. Like how fast are we snapping the ball? I mean, 75% of the time we've snapped the ball this spring so far, not including today because I don't have the stats yet. But practice 5, we've snapped 75% of the snaps within 22 seconds. So we're not going to be worried about delay games, right? I mean, we got a 40-second clock, so we're snapping the ball. That's 75% of the time. So. Just little stuff like that where I want to track it and how many under 10 seconds. I won't give you that stat, but those are things that, just little things that I'm not trying to tell them how to run a route or what the quarterback needs to do or, how to run a run play. Those are things that they better know how to do because that's what I hired them to do. but just to help them be more efficient and track what they're doing, or give them a little tip, as far as just stuff from, because it's all related, whether it's offense, defense, special team, it's all the same. It's about details.
Is the other 25% less than 22 seconds?
Yeah, but it comes down to you take a sack. Okay, well, when it's the best way for a defense to slow an offense down, whether it's Tennessee, you guys watch that team play. That's why I keep referring to them, is to, if you give an offense a big play, they're going faster. Good luck to you, okay? But like, if you come to the scrimmage tomorrow, you'll notice that when the offense gets a TFL or sack, or the defense makes a play, that they slow down a little bit. Like, okay, hold on a second. Now we got now it's second down to 12. We got to run TFL. It's second down 12. Okay, slow down here. What do we want to do here? Let's try to. So I mean, I don't want it to be all within 10 seconds. It should be all over the place. You want it to be at different times. You're not looking for every ball to be snapped within 10 seconds. You want to get them lined up real quick and then look to the sideline, and all those other different things that we see defensively.
You got the receivers in the helmet, where you still got the signs on the sideline, right?
Yeah, we're still signaling on offense and defense. In this spring, we've only got 3 headsets because they aren't making enough of them. So the green dot is in the linebackers right now. We're teaching our defense how to do that. And then on offense, Coach Bell just wants the offense to learn the signal. So they're not getting, we're not using the green dot on offense, if that's what you're talking about, the green dot, yeah.
You mentioned you're going to have 6 guys at receiver who considered starters. Do you have an idea for those guys on?
I do. I know the scrimmage tomorrow, you get an idea. But, I mean, you can probably figure it out. Take your guess before you come tomorrow. Make your guess, and then go out and see.
A couple more and we'll wrap it up.
Ryan Jacoby was supposed to be one of the leaders last year.
Who was?
Ryan Jacoby.
Uh-huh.
He was going to be one of the leaders last year on the offensive line before he got hurt. What's he been like leading up to these spring practices?
Leading up to it, not during. He's kind of, it's hard to lead when you're not practicing right now. And he's doing a great job. I mean, I watch him down in the end zone running back and forth, just getting, his PT, his physical therapy, getting ready to roll. So, we'll feel him more, during the summer and August when he is back. But he's a great kid, and he's getting healthy, and that's the most important thing.
Is he going to practice at all this spring?
No, I mean, I think he probably could late, but not doing that.